Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for joining in. Oh. Back. I hope you're doing well, Shadow. Glad to, hear back from you. Know that surgery went through okay and everything, but yeah, go and rest up and don't worry about, like, us on stream. It's all good. Go and rest up and make sure you're, taking all the precautions you need to. Hopefully, like, they've drugged you off, but pain can not be too bad. Ew. Christ. Yeah, that's not good. But hopefully you can get some, like, actual rest rather than passing out, but... Please do not worry about being here. Go resting yourself up. Hope you can, get with the surgery. Don't open a monster. That's a terrible idea. Try and sleep. Body needs rest. But I do know it's like it does completely throw you fucking off. Last time I woke up from surgery, I think I woke up like, I think it was like 5 PM and I'd been passed out for 12 hours. And my sleep was just all over the place, even more so than you. Yeah. Why can't we just, let's take morphine home with it? That'd be safe. That'll be good. There's definitely no reason, like, anaesthetists have jobs. They can just let us take it home. And just let us take, anesthesia. It'll be fine. Let's try this minigame again. Yes. Also, hopefully the audio sounds okay. Sounds a little bit loud for me, but I think I'll just volume a little bit. Through the rings with bouncy balls. Oh no. Come on. Oh, there we go! Oh, I thought I'd fucked that up then. We landed on, like, the bonus space. I was this close to the poop spot. I'll take the heart. Fuck, yes. We got a piece of heart, and we got 500 rupees. For a little, 20 rupee investment, I think that's pretty solid. Yeah, piece of heart and 500 rupees for one shot at 20 rupees. I thought I'd really fucked that up then for a second. Go to Pumpkin Landing and also just go spend some dollar. The thing is, I do enjoy The Apprentice. I've not watched it for years because, like, I don't pay for a TV license, and I'm very adamant that, like, I don't pay for it because I don't the service, and, like, it gets very messy because obviously they've updated it nowadays, but, like, oh, well, you know, you're meant to, like, pay for it if you use any streaming service. I'm like, fuck off. Like, absolutely not. I'm already paying those companies a separate... Like, I'm paying for the internet, I'm paying for the streaming service, but, like, I don't watch any, like, BBC or any, you know, terrestrial TV or anything, or use iPlayer or anything like that, and that means I've watched no Apprentice for, like, a long time. But as much as I do enjoy it, it does get spoiled by the fact that, like, a lot of people have been more spoken on social media nowadays of, like, yeah, they just make you fuck it up. Like, we know that things are terrible ideas sometimes, and you're not allowed to, like, do things well. Most of the time, they, like, force you into a fuck-up. I remember there was one person talking about how, like, she's basically become a meme because of how shit a job she did as, like, a task leader on this, like, kids' toothbrush thing, and she really took the lead with it. And, she was like, yeah, that's not actually how it happened at all in real life. Like, we had a bright design with, like, these cool, like, you know, rockets and spaceships and stuff on this toothbrush, and then, like, it came back the next day and it looked nothing like the design we finalized. And they made it actively look shit, so... yeah, and obviously, half of, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's always going to be, it's always going to be the case. But I can 100% be sympathetic to the idea that, yeah, production came in and decided to dramatize it all a little bit more. Like, that sounds exactly right. No worries, Alex. All good. Thank you for joining in. As I always say, like, you know, I never want to put the expectation on people to chat. If you want to, the chat is there, but if you don't feel like chatting, then you don't have to. Lurkers are always welcome, but yeah, like, 100% I do see the idea of, like, yeah, some of them are, like, complaining, but I also, you know, you always hear about the fact that, oh, they did this and that in production and never mentioned it on the actual show itself, and it was all just, like, hidden behind the scenes and done for drama's sake and stuff. It's like, yeah. Same with, like, apparently, like, the interviews at the end of The Apprentice with, like, the guy that rips them for the CVs and stuff. A lot of the time, they'll, like, give an answer and then be told to, like, make it a worse answer, apparently. And again, you don't know how much of this is people just, you know, giving the show shit because they didn't win, and you don't know how much of it is legitimate, but it's stuff that I can definitely see happening. Playing some Pokemon online. Oh, nice. I've been far too invested in trying to, like, grind out Destiny 2 stuff to be playing Pokemon off stream at the moment. The real question is, like, if you ever see any other charger bugs out there. So I've never seen a charger bug out in the wild, but you'll have to let me know if anyone else. There's this sacred shield here that we can get. I actually might get it for this. For the sake of this next dungeon, because I think we'll encounter some electric enemies. So if we Move this. What do all these pouches do? That gives us a heart. That means bugs and treasures appear more often. I mean, that's the real question, is which one of those shows do you mean? Do you mean X Factor, or do you mean, what's it called? Like, Britain's Got Talent? I don't remember whether Simon Cowell's actually got anything to do with that, but obviously, all those, like, talent shows are essentially the same, of, like, The Voice, X Factor, Britain's Got Talent. Like, so much of it is just fuckery behind the scenes. Yeah. Pre-selecting people, just... Some of the people that manage to win and or stay until later rounds. Yeah. I figured that what had happened was that he'd started either... I presume he probably started Pop Idol, right? And that became X Factor, and then they managed to take X Factor on and blah blah blah, and just, yeah. It's all just like that venom spreading around. Just there. Like, the one thing I will say is that I understand, because it's a very easy thing to showcase talent on Britain's Got Talent. The one thing that always pissed me off was that they accept singers on Britain's Got Talent as contestants. When it's just like, but you've got an entire show, and there's multiple shows on television entirely dedicated already to telling people that can sing well that they're great. Jesse Watson. Ah, no, it's weird, like, you don't really have many... It could be a... the only Jessie I can think of singer-wise is, like, Jessie J, but I can't remember whether she actually, like, came from any of those shows or not. Or was even involved in any of them. Oh, from Little Mix. Different person then. I don't think Jessie J. Literally, like, essentially the only thing I know about Little Mix is that they came to Nando's every time. Cool. That's about all I know. Beetle Y! Sounds right. But yeah, it was very funny because, like, you just every now and then, because obviously I never kept up to date with when, like, Little Mix were playing, but every now and then, just Nando's for, you know, 1 or 2 days of the year would just become absolutely, like, full to the brim, or every table near enough. Just all of a sudden was just young girls and mothers. And you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? And it'd be a Little Mix concert. And then, like, very early in the morning the next day, there'd be, like, 1 or 2 of them from Little Mix. Like, you know, in, like, the jacket and the shades and the cap and stuff. Like, just, like, trying to not be noticed and coming in, like, the moment we opened. But yeah, it would always be really odd because like I'd never keep up to events. So every time there'd just be like a very specific crowd all of a sudden like filling up the entire restaurant to a very city centre. Like it was just, what the fuck's happening today? And is it, you know, sometimes it'd be like, oh, like Liverpool have got like, you know, a European football match, so it's full of like Germans or Danish or something like that. Liverpool have a lot of fans over from like Germany and Denmark and stuff like that specifically. Norway. They tend to travel for the European matches. But yeah, it would always be very funny if just like I'd never be up to date and then all of a sudden it's the only time I ever knew it was coming was Pride Day, because the like a lot of staff would take Pride Day off. Normally it was just like a big surprise to me. What's honoured mode? Maybe we'll just go to the desert entrance. Feel like I need a coffee. Been very tired today. Oh yes, well, I think is in this area. Like, I was recording with Carl this afternoon, and even then, like, what, bloody 10 hours ago, I was like, Carl, I'm really tired. But I decided, you know, it would be a good thing to do to, rather than take a nap in the middle of the day, to just let myself continue to be. And that way I can try and get to sleep. Come on. Come on, Link. Trying to figure out how to. What am I doing? Blink, blink. Okay, we're secretly just trying to get these routes. Hello. Maybe I can go all the way. I may end up doing Poker Rogue this week because I've actually played quite a bit. Oh, fuck. Okay, I thought for a second we hadn't bought the shield. Yeah, I've managed to get like 2 runs done and do a little bit more on it. So it would be maybe interesting to show it off a bit more. Now that I've actually understood it a bit more. And the servers aren't just going to be shit in the bed, hopefully. No, I think you're safe for another week, don't worry. if it's not Poker Rogue, it'll be something competitive. Which actually reminds me to ask, like, is every mystery dungeon game a DS game? Or all of the good ones on the DS anyway? Like, the ones worth playing. So as far as I'm aware, the I think on me. Yeah, there is the remake of the mystery dungeons, but I saw them get kind of like goodish reviews. Nothing great. As much as it's like, oh yeah, it would be easier to play it on the Switch. Hey, but the Switch game's probably still going to be like a full price 50 quid, right? Because it's a Nintendo. We'll ignore that goddess cube for now. It's kind of a disappointing thing about getting like the HD remasters. So this part is where we open up the Silent Realm and do like the second of 3 stealthy segments. If that's the case, yeah. Explorers of Sky might be the one to like play if that's the case then, because just the idea of like doing like the better third version of the 2 games sounds like always the way to go with the old Pokemons. Nehru's Silent Wall, it will. I mean, that also improves things. Just any chance to start as Eevee in anything, it's like, well, you've got my vote. Is it one where you pick the Pokemon that you play as? Because I know in whichever one, I presume it was like the original games, which were remastered on the Switch. Like I played the demo and you did like a quiz to find out what Pokemon you wake up as. Oh, okay. Yes. There's little bugs just flying about the room. Around my ring light, just they congregate. Of course, yeah. I might like it might be one of those things of, if we do play a mystery dungeon, it's like, well, oh, about this. Oh, they give you like a cutscene. Link's gonna die. So everything gets reset for a second when we collect the first tier. But yeah, it might be an interesting thing to do. First off, we do the quiz, see what the game would have given us, and then be like, but fuck it, I want to start as Eve kind of thing. I think when it might have been like Charmander that I got when I played that demo, and I'm so done with, you know, I like Charizard and think Charizard is like pretty cool. I don't think Charizard is as cool as the Pokemon Company seems to think Charizard is. So I'm just like oversaturated with Charizard when I think, yeah, he's like good enough. You know, he's a good design. I never particularly rated him as much better than, like, I always preferred Blastoise. Venusaur is like probably third place for me out of those final evolutions of Gen 1 starters, but yeah, I always just thought like, yeah, Charizard's pretty cool, I like him in the anime, and didn't think much more about it, and then everyone else decided like, man, Charizard needs a gimmick in like every fucking game and every anime that ever exists. And then that's what really put me off Charizard. Like, not necessarily that I ever thought that Charizard was bad, I just never thought Charizard was as good as, like, the fucking absolute rubbing the Pokemon Company give it. That's sad, Mudkip. Like, there's one thing about Mudkip, and it's meant to be fucking happy. Like, Mudkip just lives his own happy, blissful ignorance of a life. Mudkips aren't allowed to be sad. Yes, exactly. I feel the exact same way of, like, is Venusaur my least favourite? Or is Charizard now my least favourite of those three because it's just like, they won't leave it the fuck alone. Oh. Good evening, GPD. Thank you for joining. Talking like... Naturally, as we're playing Zelda, we're talking about Pokemon. Just... I think the real kicker for me with Charizard specifically was like, right, cool. Brand new anime. For the first time, got like a protagonist that isn't Ash. We're all starting off brand new. And then the first thing I see about it is like, hey, you not love this fight with like the Charizard? Like, what? Oh, look at this cool Charizard Pikachu thing. It's like, really? I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a fight of Charizard versus something, and then like the Pikachu companion was in the background as well. And I was like, how is it that we are, you know, nearly 30 years into the Pokemon anime, and they're still like, yeah, but don't you really like Pikachu and Charizard? Like, I guess. They're fine, they're good. Oh, shit, hell. Same with, obviously, like, the Mewtwo as well. Like, Mewtwo got oversaturation for a while, but I feel like it did calm down a little bit after, Mega Mewtwo X and Y. Whereas, you know, with Charizard, the fun never stops. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Isn't this fun, kids? Isn't this fun, everyone? Everyone loves a nice 4 stealth segment. Oh my god, oh my god, come on! Fucking hell, don't get caught there. Oh, we heard your feedback from Twilight Princess. No one liked collecting those weird tears of light. So what we did is we made it more stressful. I love 3. Like a 3. People always complain about the fact there's one in Wind Waker. But yeah, there is. But there's multiple bug segments in Twilight Princess that slow the game the fuck down. There's multiple spell segments in Skyward Sword. And to be fair, people turned around pretty fast. I feel like Skyward Sword got the immediate reception from like reviewers and stuff of, oh yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 game, no problems at all. Like, that's a bit generous. And then immediately it's gone to the Zelda fan base, like, you know, within years, just going, oh, Skyward Sword is absolute trash. I feel like maybe we can find a bit of a middle ground, a bit more. I think it's telling me that. Correct. But then again, I can't use any items that you might not be. Yeah, because we can't beat it. Okay, well, we've got a beacon for it. They're on the top. Well, this shit's gonna be rough. Oh my god. Oh shit. What's the punishment? I think we I have to retry the whole trial. I mean, we won't go for it first. But it may be one of the first for sure. It's more just like I had no clue where I was going, so I was being a dumbass and around forever. Maybe if we go for the one. But at the moment, working from like the outside in, which may come back to haunt me. May not be a good idea. I think I said it wrong. Currently doing like way of doing it, which is a bad idea, so go over it. There's a lot of improvement that we could have made on the routing for the last one. Like, for example, going from this first and then jumping down there rather than putting around. Right there. Oh my god, they just aggro immediately. Like, even when I just slowed down to a straight wall. Oh, very right. Could just be a bit quiet. Faster. 4 more to get. The moment we lose a little beacon power, that's a problem. Now, jump up here. 2 more to get. Open. Grab and pull this. There we go. Last time I was pushing from the other side, so we were immediately just in the puddle. Guilty. There's one more. Oh no. Here, plenty of time. There we go. Oh, that was a lot better this time. Oh no, I have to go back. Oh shit. I have to go back. Oh shit! I was about to just like put some victory sausages on screen and take a drink. No victory sausages just yet. Oh god. Fucking hell. Hey! Oh! That's some victory sausage right there. Hmm. full on just getting some claw shot. And then that means that when we enter the temple for this next area, then we get the last item. More or less. And the fact that it's immediate, like, the claw shots. In Twilight Princess, it was one claw shot and then a second claw shot. You immediately go for double claw shots. Link isn't not fucking about. I like as well how, when they were talking about developing Breath of the Wild, they considered putting the hookshot in, but figured it might take away from the climbing. Because they figured just, like, free hookshot you be the only way they could really do it. And then you go forward, what, like, the 6, 7 years it was for Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. And in Tears of the Kingdom, they're like, fuck it, Link can build flying machines or whatever the fuck you want. Oh god. Link drowned. Link drowned! But yeah, they went from full restraint of like, we can't give Link that. Can't give Link the power to grapple onto a wall. And then they just gave us the ability to like build fucking spaceships and Tears of the King. And ascend through my entire mountain time. Oh god, Link, don't die. Reversing this area is way easier. Yeah. Go get my goddess key. Such an intricate system that, like, the goddess left cubes on the surface for somebody to use the goddess sword on to then unlock chests in the sky. Man, the goddess had really planned out Link's whole adventure here of like having the sky loft and everything. Having the ability to get back to the sky. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. Okay. Like, Tears of the Kingdom is just the epitome of fuck it. They can fly now, what? Just, I do still feel very sorry for anyone that has to deal with Link in Tears of the Kingdom. But just all these bokoblins were sitting there after Breath of the Wild, like, yeah, it's pretty rough. You know, Link is really strong and keeps throwing, like, infinite bombs in our base. And then just, like, Link ascends into your base, just builds an entire fucking mech, and just pieces out on you. It's like, wait, what just happened? What? Oh yeah, Link's just God now. Link's real crimes. Oh, Gorko's here again. I always want to know how he got the fuck here. Just some Goron every time being like, well, I don't know how any of the world works, and I don't know what anything means, but I'm trying to research everything. And somehow that fucker manages to beat us to the punch every time. Hi, bro. Thank you for joining in. Monster. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. It's telling us to pull the monster horns off their belt so they can't call for reinforcements. Forgot about that. He was actually trying to be helpful that time. So ahead is Lanayru Sand Sea, an area covered in an ocean of sand. There are lots of ancient ruins there. Ahead is Lanayru Desert, Adventures await those solving mysteries. Quarry in the desert. Obvious. Light destruction all. Headed to Lanayru Mine. It is there that I will solve the mystery of the time stone. Oh shit. Okay. Or an extra bomb in here. I think we just accidentally attacked the goal. Or bomb. Oh yeah, to be fair, we don't need to pick them up. Got them as an item, but we can just pick them back up as like freshmen. Poor guy's upset by it. Of course, we're just bombing up the place. Probably go see what's up. There's a locked door doing in a non-dungeon area. Right. Going on for today's stream, we're continuing our playthrough of Skyward Sword HD. We are currently in like the run up to the 5th temple of the game. So doing like all the story and prerequisites and stuff before the 5th temple. Probably puts us like maybe around the 2/3 mark-ish, I think. Maybe, maybe not. I always forget how like long Skyward Sword is. Oh, the Sacred Sword recharges health over time. That's Sacred Sword, Sacred Shield. It's got a tiny health bar, but it's regenerated. Presuming piece of heart? Oh no, okay, some evil. No, oh. Fine, I'll be going for this data. Pull them up on more. Do it, don't do it. Don't do this to me, game. Oh, I thought I just knocked myself massively back and there was no way up to get onto the... I mean, for any of those who are familiar with like the items in Zelda games, Link's arsenal. Like, what are people's favourite? Because I was always a fan of the hookshot, and as much as, you know, I'm more in the line of like preparing Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time to Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess, the idea of like the claw shots and the double claw shots, essentially meaning that Link can kind of basically become like mini fucking Spider-Man. That is pretty top tier. Don't matter. Yeah, actually, the switch hook was kind of a fun one as well. Obviously, again, like just a different interpretation of the hook shot. Same with the claw shot here. But yeah, the idea of like instead of sending yourself over to a target, you swap with an item. Oh, this is different. The Link, it's not the easiest name to say, is it? How about you, Link? Why are you here? Oh, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna give us a key. Okay, so I think it is a way more interesting. Like, it's obviously quite difficult to implement in 3D, but it's a way more interesting item to be able to use puzzle-wise. It's not just, yeah, Link goes to location that is set. It's like Link swaps with the location of a target. Therefore, you can like use that to then bring like, you know, blocks and stuff over to the other side of a gap rather than Link being able to take himself one. So yeah, this is the Lanayru stand. So it functioned as a port, but now it's all dried up and it's just sand left. Area operated on a new form of power. 90% probability that the sacred flame something, damn it. That I recommend explore. Thanks, V. I never thought of going into a new area and trying exploring in it. Exploring in it. God, those cicadas are angry sound. I presume cicadas... Oh, there's two of them, that's why. Because cicadas are meant to be super loud and horrible sounding in real life. Well, I've never had the fortune of hearing one. I've just seen them on TV. It does sound like a nightmare. They like burrow underground and then come out for like mating season, right? And I think it. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I remember vaguely that it's like it's only every few years that they come out and breed, but it's like some places it's just like thousands of cicadas all in one area just going buzzing along loud as fuck. Save. I mean, that's the thing is, like, I just know them, let's say, via reputation more than anything else. The main things I know them from are probably, like, a single documentaries or two, and then Animal Crossing. Speaking of bugs, I've got a bug in my throat. That is one thing I always appreciate about Animal Crossing, is the fact that, like, yeah, it does actually just help you learn about nature in the sense of, it doesn't teach you much about them, other than giving you a punny joke on each thing, but, hey, all of a sudden that's 50 new species of bugs and fish that I may not have heard about. I presume when you say like exoskeletons, that's as in like what they've shedded, right? Not just corpses. Classic Pokemon with a dead skin. Yeah, that's a bit creepier than like when it's like, oh, you know, a snake has shed its skin and it's just sitting in a pile of grass somewhere. Probably never see. The fact that the trees specifically have just got loads of like dead cicada shells just stuck all over. Oh shit. This is it though. Ant time. That makes up for just the like 5 hearts we lost. Guess we just go to the port. Yeah, I've seen like time lapses of bugs and reptiles and stuff shedding, and it is like pretty crazy, wild, horrific looking stuff. Also, yes, the cool ass idea that they have here with the time shift stone. So like, oh no, over time the sea has become a sand sea and it's completely covered in sand and there's no water left. Well, there's time shift stone on this little boat which reverts it back to the past where there was water. So our little circle becomes a water circle that you can swim around in. And of course, little skipper. It was the day of the storm. My crew and I were navigating the seas as usual. Those brutes, the pirates, suddenly attacked us. They were after Nehru's flame. My crew was imprisoned and I was thrown into the sea. We drifted on the currents of this port. Built this boat and went searching for my ship and crew. They were nowhere to be found. It haunts me, wondering where my ship could be. I bet my heart they've turned the ship invisible or are hiding out somewhere you can't see it. Of course, yeah, why not? Detonator is frames. Ship allows it to be visible. Okay. Yes, we do need those flames. I like that. I'm the protector of these flames that I should definitely not tell you about. So anyway, in protecting these flames on my ship, I was protecting these flames. Oh, you want the flames? Oh yeah, go ahead, that would be great. Like, Skipper, I don't think you're doing the best job of protecting these flames. Maybe you shouldn't be telling random strangers that you got these on the ship. Weird about that map of yours. If you're gonna navigate these treacherous waters, then you need a proper sea chart. There is a sea chart in my shack at Skipper's Retreat. So first you need to get on this boat and set course. Skipper's Retreat. one of those words. Yeah, there is a surprising number of ghost ships in Zelda games. They are to ready the cannon. Go again to find it. Beacon over there. Yeah, just the idea of going through this giant desert, but then the surrounding area that you're in becomes like a nice luscious sea again. It's just really fucking cool. I do find it very funny though, because if you can see from like the camera perspective, you can see over in the distance, like, I don't know why I always try and point at my screen. As if you can see where my finger on my monitor is. But you can kind of see that where you can look past is clearly like... I'll try and figure it out with this stone here. So you can kind of see that there's like... I know, to be fair, the draw distance of the stone does come into play, but you can clearly see way off into the distance underneath the sand is still watery. Even though technically that's not within the sand, the circumference of the circle of the time crystal, but it's one of those. It's fine. I appreciate that this captain was ballsy enough to get an entire, like, house and just chunk of rock just carved out into the fashion of his own face. He looked at that giant pillar of rock and went, that needs to be me. Top priority, everyone. It's not quite the Bender Golden statue that breathes fire, but I definitely don't respect it when it's like Mount Rushmore. Although I suppose that is people paying respect to past forefathers. But still, I'm just like, get those people's things. But when it's a little cute robot, get a little skip. Come on. Ah, okay. We can't parry those back, but we don't get shocked anymore because we've got the sacred shield and not the I've got the iron. It doesn't bit about electricity. It's always nice. Take as it is. Yep. Yep, that's not the right answer. Yeah, linked round. Okay. It is as though that's a way back. Can't even see targets on. Doesn't have. Maybe I'm just confused about it. Doesn't like. The elusive chest. Go through here. We don't have to worry about it. Really? I know it's all my fault, but still. Something in here help me. But in it anyway. Hearts. No, I don't want ants. Oh. I wonder if we can just. No. Go. This is not going well. Oh, that just way past them. Oh, there. Get the kill. Okay, this did not help. Not my though. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Holy shit, the health this thing has. Oh cool, that killed it. Apparently that That bomb confused it enough. Getting done in by a fucking cactus at this point. Oh, cactus with nothing in it. Call foul for a second. Just use the game of being unfair. Because I can't get to that one chest down there. We haven't figured out how to get it. Like, all of a sudden the entire game hates me and is rigged. Whip them good. Come on. Over here. Oh. Oh. We can just whip the cactus. It worked a minute ago. Oh. Oh, it's... yeah. Where are you off to? Taking me to the chest. I'll give you 5 rupees, you do. Little e-hat taxi. No, no, no. Should just be able to clock up. Well, there's clearly a Dekubaba right there. Very much. I mean, like, you know, it's not fact thing, but it's still Carl and I on desk. I know it's not exactly the same, obviously. Brad's got a couple of videos out and doing some streams, like Carl and I do streaming, and as far as I'm aware, Nisha's just doing other projects at the time and really putting out videos at the minute, but you know, again, keep an eye out for us. So yeah, we're all still online doing things. Maybe. But yeah, the beard does need some major trimming up. especially considering it's getting warm. Come on. Yeah, I can really feel it in like just the way I'm playing and missing so many inputs and that I'm very tired today. Feel it in my fingers. Is it feel it in my fingers and I feel it in my toes? Or is it feel it in my fingers, feel it in my bones? Oh! Can do whips on the hearts. Presuming it's I feel it in my toes. Talking about fingers. No, yeah, like, I don't begrudge anyone for, like, missing the content that we make and stuff. It's completely understandable why people do, and, like, there's creators on... You know, I've, in the past, been, like, not upset with, but upset about them not making more content. Like, remember, I mean, this is years ago now. But, like, when Team 4-Star were like, hey... Look, we've done everything we want to do. Like, we don't think that the jokes that we can make about, like, the Boo saga for Dragon Ball are, like, as funny as we want to make it, and we just don't, we all feel burnt the fuck out. And it's like, I think they ended at an excellent point anyway, but, like, with how good all the Cell Saga stuff had been for them, I was like, man, so excited to watch them finish off like the Boo stuff and maybe do like GT stuff, and then it was just, no, we're not doing it. And I was like upset for ages. And again, never upset at the creators themselves, just upset that like, hey, in my head I expected there to be more of this for like ages to come, and then there wasn't. We'll definitely get that perspective. And like, I'd rather be in a position where people are saying like, oh hey, I enjoyed the content you used to make and I wish there was more, than the opposite side of, oh, I'm really fucking glad you stopped making content, I never enjoyed it, or I didn't enjoy it anymore, or something. I could definitely do those. Oh, hello. Ew. I can take a rest whenever I want. Fuck off, Fee. Moments like that where I'm like, no, you're a terrible companion. Like, if that was Midna, she'd be like, encouraging it. She'd be there like, yeah man, take a rest up, Link. You've earned this break. She might also rush you along if she's got something more important. If it's just your own personal task, then just Midna would be like, yeah man, take a break, let those fuckers wait. That is something that's like relatively close to home for me nowadays, not for my own personal reasons. My partner, she always loved Supernatural and has got like a few seasons left to watch, which was like, just was like, man, it got so bad, it got really hard to like continue to want to watch it, but they also want to at some point make sure they finish it, and it's just like that dichotomy of like, I want to see it end, and I want to wrap it up, but also it was so bad I had to stop watching. The same with like The Walking Dead. I enjoyed Walking Dead for a long time, but you know, I got to, it might have been about season 6 with Walking Dead, funnily enough. Yeah, and just I like got to that point where like Rick died, but Rick definitely didn't die because they had to spin him off into his own TV show and move. And then like the moment that happened and we watched a few more episodes, it was, man, this fucking sucks. And it wasn't because Rick was gone. I like how we steal the ancient sea chart and open up this robots cupboard that they haven't been in here for so long that like it's filled with sand, and like probably shouldn't look into other. I do appreciate the little Titanic reference. Oh yeah, we can zoom in a lot. King of the world. Yeah, now there's good reviews about the Rick and Michonne show. Oh, but now I don't want to watch the Rick and Michonne show without getting caught up on The Walking Dead to catch up with like whatever happened to especially Michonne, because well, like kind of just gone until the show was back. But yeah, it's just so annoying that like not only the idea of the show that you like is not good anymore and you abandoned it before it finished, but also you should probably go and watch the rest of that so that you can then go and catch up with the bit that's like now apparently good again. Yeah, fair. It is obviously very nihil. The way that things are when you're making that kind of setting. Like, obviously you can do comedic approach. You're making a long-running series of like zombie TV action show. It's probably going to be pretty. I can't imagine you getting 9 seasons or whatever it is, plus multiple spin-offs out of, hey, we did a Shaun of the Dead-esque comedy zombie setting. That very much make a fun kind of one-shot story. A lot more rocks about now. I think it's meant to start having a fight. Because we do have a cannon, but we have not found the need for a cannon yet. Yeah. Although that opportunity. Off to go. Oh god, I forgot how big this shipyard is. Oh yeah. There's like time shift minecart section, I believe. ripped straight out of a DK level. Actually, this actually reminds me kind of a Ratchet and Clank level with all like the grinding sections and stuff. I mean, I know of Star Trek The Next Generation. I've never been a Trekkie really, so I've never really watched anything Star Trek. Although, you know, pop culture osmosis kind of thing of just knowing generally about stuff. Through others talking to me about it, but I am presuming that with it being called All Good Things, it's just, hey, everything works out in the end and everything ends on a good note. And I'm always just, I'm, you know, I guess a bit just boring on that note. Like, especially when it's a long-running TV series and I've been with the characters for a long time. Honestly, I don't really give a shit. Just make it work out for everyone. Give everyone the good ending. Like, I just finished rewatching Parks and Rec. And just, you know, it's one of like the dozen sitcoms that I just will go through and rewatch on loop in the background while I'm playing games and stuff. It's just like background noise to keep me happy, but just like the end of Parks and Rec is just, hey, do we want to give everyone a nice ending and show that they all had a nice life? Like, yeah, let's just do that. And obviously, you know, for anyone that somehow still hasn't watched it, I won't spoil any specific endings or anything, but just the idea is like, fuck it, everyone just has a nice ending. I'm good with that. Like, I don't always want that, but especially when it's like, just, I'd say, TV show that's not meant to be taken overly seriously, like semi-lighthearted, or lighthearted like Parks and Rec is. Like, if it's super serious, yeah, maybe that's not the best choice. Like, I don't want The Walking Dead to end with, and everyone was happy. Yeah. And that's another thing, yeah. Just being able to end on their own. On their own. Kind of like decision to end it there rather than, well, shit. We either got cancelled in the middle of a storyline or we had to just randomly wrap it up and it didn't feel, you know, it didn't feel like everything got closure in the... I always appreciate it when TV shows are able to, like, either be successful enough that they can, like, go for long amounts of time and decide to call it there, or just, even if it is just kind of the more British approach of, fuck it, it gets like 2-3 seasons and then we call it a day. That's obviously a generalization of, say, the British. But like a very good example of that is just like the English office to the American office. That English office is like 13 episodes or something. That's pretty oh, Scrubs, yeah, Scrubs is another good one. Again, like, talking about all of the older sitcoms, are definitely questionable things. Many of which, a surprising amount of sitcoms from even, like, the 90s and early noughties have at least an episode with blackface in that they've had to apologise about. Like, right, yeah, okay, that was still something that we were making a joke about even then. I think in 30 Rock there's like 3 different times, I think it is, Well, that aspect doesn't, yeah, Scrubs does, yeah. I think it is literally just for, like, a cutaway gag. But yeah, I believe at some point, like, I think maybe it's like a gag where, like, JD shows up to a party in blackface, so, like, Matt Turk and his friends or something. The episode's been removed and doesn't acknowledge it. Like a lot of them do, like the cowardice move of delete them from history and never mention it ever again. When as much as I think it is, you know, it is a bit weird. I do think the Disney approach of doing it, of like, hey, yeah, no worries. There's some weird, like, I'd say apart from the like blackface moment in Scrubs, there is a lot of just like weird kind of like jokes about being completely insecure with gay people and being perceived as gay and stuff like that. So just stuff that hasn't particularly aged well. Same with, like, you know, Friends, there's a lot of that kind of comedy of like, oh no, you know, the men in the show are just close, they're not gay, don't perceive us as gay. Like, that would be an insult. You know, it's stuff that's like, it's still watchable for the most part, like, and still holds up relatively well, but just like weird bits like that you wouldn't write that kind of comedy nowadays. We've moved on a little bit from just everyone writing, oh, well, you know, if you've got a best friend that you're close with as a man, then you must be gay with them. Ah. Don't know the authority. I'm more of, you know, the casual manga or comic fan. I know a lot of mainstream stuff, enough familiarity with that kind of stuff from just, you know, growing up with a lot of Marvel shows on TV and well, and Justice League and stuff like that, and Batman the Animated Series, and then you know, Toonami as well, and whatever anime was on there. So in terms of like manga and comics, I'm relatively basic bitch mode. Obviously doing a lot of Wiki Weekend stuff over the years and Fat Fiend stuff, my knowledge has become like a little bit more widened because we do a lot of episodes of just like, hey, here's silly stuff about comic books. But yeah, I still would not classify myself with much of a knowledgeable source. I definitely classify myself as a big fan, but you know what I could do with? A big fan. Pretty sure, like, I'm literally sitting here, like, not melting, but just, like, warmer than is comfortable. I think my windows in my office, like, open and it's the middle of the night. And it's still just, like, stuffy and warm. This is why I'm just a winter baby. Pale ass ginger one. Oh, no, no. I mean, I'm very glad right now that I'm not using the motion controls. But I think this game does have, like, some kind of boss rush. And I'm just like, it might be funny to, like, you know, post finishing the game or something, just do a stream where it's like, fuck it, we've gone into the boss rush area, and I've got to use motion controls for a stream. That might be a fun way to end the Skyward Sword thing. I know it's definitely got a combat challenge. I can't remember if there's a boss rush. But the idea of instead of just clicking the right stick in, I have to be there like jabbing at the screen. I'd have to figure out a way where like maybe I was stood up for it and had my camera angled a bit differently, so you could see me just going for it. But I was just fighting that scorpion and like talking about just feeling warm. I can't imagine having to like sit here and just swing the Joy-Con and exert myself right now. Too much. Wait. Did I just get the thing I needed? Does that imply that I've gone past the Okay, thank you. Let's just report Captain and leave. Excellent. Thank you, Feet. Actually being very helpful that time. There were only 2 episodes of Friends. When you notice they're all 30 years old and don't have jobs. And the other when Phoebe is annoying, kind of creepy. To be fair, I almost think like the complete opposite. Is like they do have the line in there, and they even I think make an episode around the idea that like Monica's grandmother had a rent-controlled apartment rented in New York for like years and years. And like, I don't know where Monica's grandmother is, but like, I can't remember if she's dead or like, she just doesn't live there anymore. But essentially the reason that Monica and Rachel can live there with like shitty jobs is because it's implied that like, yeah, it's been rent-controlled for, you know, it could be like 20, 30, 40, 50 years because it's a fucking grandma. And if anyone's unfamiliar with rent control, it just means that like if you're in a rent-controlled apartment while you're still a tenant, they can't raise your rent. And that's like an agreement in a lot of contracts and something that landlords fucking hate because then it means people can sit on cheap apartments in very expensive places like New York. We have to head for the stronghold, the pirates, okay. But yeah, like, admittedly, some of them do have shitty jobs at times, and like, the other one being Joey, who's out of a job a lot of the time as a out-of-work actor. But it's that Chandler has a really fucking... Yeah, I think it's not that it's totally locked off by price raises, but it is near enough, and I think it depends on what contract, when you signed it, and where you signed it, etc., etc. But, you know, for example, like, I've been renting this house for like a good few years now, and when everyone, you know, else around me has been like dealing with rent increases, like we haven't had one luckily, and I can't remember whether that's like actually in our contract. They just haven't now, because they've got a lot of properties or something. I don't know, but it's like one of those things, yeah, of like Chandler basically pays for Joey and Chandler's apartment for most of the time they're there, lends Joey money all the time. So it is one of those of like, hey, you know, most of them either have crappy jobs and it's explained why they can live in New York, or they do have good jobs. And I actually think the other you know note of that is like, I actually think Phoebe becomes way more relatable and actually not that weird over time as I've become more of an adult. I guess maybe I've just become more weird and more Phoebe-like. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like, I know Phoebe's kind of like the normal one. Like, in a lot of ways, like, you know, in other ways she is still like the weird kooky one, but a lot of the time what's seen as like the laugh track comes in of Phoebe making really weird comments. I'm kind of like, oh, she's just like trying to be like a nice person, or she's a bit naive or something. Like, I don't think she's actually as weird as they try to make out she is. It was quite odd going back and watching it. I was like, oh yeah, and Phoebe's the weird one, and then you watch it like, well, now that I'm like a weirdo in my 30s myself, I'm like, I don't think Phoebe's actually that weird. Maybe I'm just weird. Well, no, that's not. The definitive statement is. But yeah, it is always fun going back and re-evaluating TV shows that you've not seen in a long time. I always find it very interesting. Oh yeah, Ross is a fucking monster. Absolute fucking monster. It's like watching it when I was younger for the first time. It was always like, oh, but it's Ross and Ross and Rachel need to get together, and then nowadays I watch it, I'm like, get as far away from Ross as fucking possible. Like, this relationship is toxic as fuck. They should not end up together. He is a nasty person. Like, he basically abandons his other fucking child. Ben just stops showing up. Like, Ben, it's Carol and Carol. I don't remember Carol. They don't say it very much. Like later seasons. Yeah, they just kind of like stop existing as Ross gets with Rachel. Yeah, we were on break. Stop being so cold, man. Some fucking Albert Wesker dodging going on here. Like, look at that shit. The sword is like inside them and like, no, dodge that one, mate. Iframes. But yeah, I've not actually been I've not watched Friends at all myself. Like, sat down and watched it. But that's one of the shows partner's currently reading, and it just got to the point where there's you're that asked about spoilers, you can move. Spoilers for Friends, but like Friends like season 3, where it's like Monica and Richard break up because they realize that like they have completely, you know, incompatible goals when it comes to having children. Like he decides that like, yes, I could have her, maybe you really want, but you know, she wants someone to actually want kids with her. It's like, man, that's like a really nice relationship, and it's a really awful breakup because like they're actually a couple that really work apart from that and actually love each other, and it's like it's one of those of like, that's an awful breakup to watch because it's like, oh my God, like you know, that was going well, and I wish that would have worked out. Rerun, I've not heard of before. Oh, no one has mentioned that all night. I didn't realize how loud the game was compared to myself. Apologies. Again, everyone, if you ever find it hard to like hear me or the game, always let me know ASAP, because you know, then we get a better rest of stream experience. And never mind someone mentioning it, I never take it as an insult. Always just improves the quality of streams. What is said anime about? I mean, like, even if it sounds cool, like, admittedly, I'm on a unstoppable list of anime that I'll never get around to. I've still got to fucking do, like, JoJo's, the other one I was thinking about today. I wasn't thinking about this one, but Full Metal Alchemist. No, it was talking to Carl about Fist of the North Star, Hajime no Ippo. Like, I've got so many like classic animes that I still haven't watched that I need to catch up on them, and like they should be my priority. But yeah, if anyone can like give me a basic rundown what Rerun is about, but yeah. I think the hardest thing for me is that a lot of my TV consumption is while playing a game, and a lot of the TVs and movies I consume are like while I play a game, and then that generally just means like, oh hey, I think I'll put this down here, pull a lever. Like, I can't watch animes much if that's the case, because I like to be a sub-watcher, and maybe there should just be like a list of, well, I will watch these ones that are good dubbed in the background so that I can just get through more anime. But I don't particularly like watching anime dubbed, apart from Dragon Ball, because I was used to watching Dragon Ball voice as a kid. Like, it just stunts my ability to watch anime so much, because nearly every time I'm watching TV, it's on in the background, and I can't watch something in the background while playing a game and reading the subs. It's not an ability I have. Like, I can't imagine trying to, like, just sit there and play Destiny while also reading subs for an entire anime going on. Oh my word. And yeah, I didn't even think about all the other ones I've got. Never really watched a massive amount of Bleach or Naruto. Technically not an anime, but never through Avatar either. It's like my list is manic. Of like that's just like me trying to think of the basic bitch classic animes that I've not got around to. Velvet Mage, you can... Quality. Station. I mean, I'll look it up. Don't get me wrong, it sounds interesting, but yeah. Like when I've spent my life trying to make sure that I'm caught up with One Piece, most other anime watching has just gone to the wayside. The blessing in it. And you know, then there's also the classic me just being a problematic child, deciding that instead of watching a different anime, what about I was feeling sad one day and decided that I should start watching One Piece again from the start. Which admittedly I have slowed down on, because I'm trying to be good. But man, like, how about while I wait for the next few years of the like the Egg Island arc, or whatever it's called, the Egghead Island arc or something, like, while that entire arc plays out, how about I just go watch all of One Piece and it'll be fine. I won't mention what it, in case like other people can't give a shit. But I unfortunately did see like 1 second of a spoiler for like an action scene that must have happened relatively recently in Egghead. And oh, god fucking damn it. Already have shit spoiled. Fully on board with, unless like another episode 1000 slash the other episode that happened in Wano, where like I'm getting potentially spoiled about it online and stuff. Like, until that moment happens, I'm gonna try and commit to once again trying to not watch any of the arc until it's all over. Yeah, I don't want to say anything in case, like, you know, not wanting me to say anything, and also, you know, I don't feel good about doing that. But yeah, it's like, it's just very annoying that, like, oh, just randomly, like, watching a video about, I think it was, like, watching a video about Sandland, which then referenced Dragon Ball, which then referenced the One Piece moment. I was like, oh, for fuck. Like, come on, man. I was watching a Sandland video, not a One Piece video. Like, oh, I can't escape it. Wasn't even asking for it. I understand if, like, I clicked on a One Piece video and then they started talking about more relevant things of, like, yeah, that I'm kind of asking for that then. But when it's like, hey, do you want to watch something about Sandland? And I'm like, how about I spoil the latest episode of One Piece for you? Piece of shit. At least give me a warning. There was no warning. Oh, okay. Yeah, most of the One Piece films, I've been kind of trained with One Piece of, like, fucking ignore the films, they don't mean shit. But they definitely did make a bigger push with Film Red. I'll bear in mind. Most of the time, you know, same with a lot of anime. Just, like, doesn't fucking matter. Can recommend an anime to watch out of spite, but doesn't mean I'll take the recommendation. You can feel free to say as you wish. Oh, that was it. Oh, oh. No, no, get back. Again, feel free to, like, you know, use this as a sounding board to be pissed off at an anime. Just, you know, don't spoil too much. But you're allowed to keep it vague and just say, like, you know, they set something up and didn't put off well, and you're pissed off about that, but don't go into details. That's pretty cool. Go inside. I recommend going through it. Yeah, like, take a look. These masts and sails are probably from the ship that protects neighboring flames, yes. So we can now search for the ship. Oh, fuck! Oh, we're drowning in sand. Yeah, I don't really know too much about the differences between Full Metal and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like, I've always just heard Brotherhood is the one to do, and not really had it like an overly detailed explanation because I didn't want one. But generally, it's always just been, hey, just watch Brotherhood. It's basically the same story, but like Brotherhood did it better. So I've never questioned it and just always gone like, okay, cool. When I get around to it, I'll bear that in mind and just watch Brotherhood and not Full Metal Alchemist. And that's always how every person that's ever recommended Full Metal Alchemist has always just been like, yeah, just watch Brotherhood, it's better. It's the better version of the show. I'm like, cool. Like, same way with how it's like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Kai. Well, like, yeah, the score's different. Because, like, I think, like, Bruce Faulkner, like, just ripped off a bunch of shit or something for the original DBZ score. Like, a bunch of it was plagiarist and stuff. Yeah, like, I've heard, like, there are lots of differences, but as a layperson, when knowing the one to watch, it's just, I've always heard it of, like, there isn't enough differences to watch both, just watch Brotherhood. That's always the way I've had it kind of summed up to me, of, like, Brotherhood, well, you know, Full Metal Alchemist fans have always just been like, yeah, there are some differences, a lot of it's the same, just watch Brotherhood and you'll get the best experience. Like, there is no need to watch both kind of thing. Yeah, the classic of like, oh, well, with hindsight, you know, we can change a lot of stuff and we can remove a lot of filler, etc. Oh, hello. We may be, like, on top of it? Oh, yeah, the ship is, like, here. Yep. Definitely, like, right about here. Oh, it's inside this little base bit. Got it. Oh, maybe it's not. No. Oh. 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 Wait, what? Maybe it's... Okay, so... Oh, is it moving? Or is it just... Or is it just in here? So it may still be just sailing around. Speed aside. I'm gonna go the other way and maybe try and cut it off. Definitely move. There we go. We had to hit it with the cannon, not drive into it. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, That's always the problem, right? Like, it's not necessarily as easy to just translate a manga into an anime as like some shows or people may try to make it seem. Like, yeah, sure, they are like pretty close translation of one another, but even if you do have like all of the shit there that you need, just not always the easiest job to do. Well, thank you very much, Evelyn, for the raid, but I was literally just winding down as we've just found the latest temple that we've got to do, and I have not got another couple of hours in me on stream, so I appreciate the raid very much. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all raiders. But I was literally about to be like, hey, we're just gonna go back to a Skyloft, save up, go to the sky. 22 hours, Jesus Christ. So I don't know how people stream for like double-digit hours, let alone 22. Too much elder. Like, it's not even too much elder. Like, it's just that it's already nearly, like, you know, it's 20 to 1 in the morning for me. I've been up for a long time with very little sleep, and even recording earlier today and stuff. Like, fucking 12 hours ago, I was saying how tired I was during recording, so it's probably a good thing to leave it earlier rather than later and not commit to another couple of hours. I think the last temple that we did was like an entire 2 to 3 hour stream. Oh, okay, you were playing too much Elder, that makes more sense. Yeah, that's a lot, but yeah, I do very much respect that of just like, yeah, man, resetting a sleep schedule's fucking rough. Thank you very much for the raid. I'm just upset the shopkeep. Ain't got shit. I am quite excited for the prospect of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask at the minute, because I saw that there was like the there's like a person that's figured out how to do like N64 decompiled like games really easily, which means that they've got like Majora's Mask running native on PC with like full 60 FPS ultra widescreen support and shit like this, and I'm like, oh. And that means basically like it's going to be minimal effort compared to what it used to be of people porting games from N64 to PC as full like PC games and not just emulation shit. So that prospect is very exciting. May have to, you know, do a sneaky check it out. I mean, I can't say I've had laughing gas before, but I've never heard anyone say that they had a bad experience with laughing gas, other than maybe embarrassing themselves. I've always heard it makes the experience a lot nicer. So there's that at least. I hope that's a thing that reassures you rather than scares you. Hope it all goes well. Beetle. I do feel sorry for him when it's like, oh man, you jumped onto my fucking shop and I've got to pedal like an extra person's worth of weight link. And all your fucking equipment, like, Could you not have left that, like, honking sword and shield down below? No? Okay, just deal with that as well. I don't know where that goddess is. Call it cast one. Yes, no worries. The rain popping over and saying hello. I think I'm gonna go do the same myself because I can't. I also just need to reset my sleep schedule and can't actually think of words anymore. Like, I can just feel my brain going, like, trying to work. Like, Beetle's working his legs and I'm just working these brain cells, like, words. I'm trying. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for all the rate came over. Yeah, at the moment, I'm just gonna go and try and rest and get to sleep. Because, yeah, I can just feel the words disappearing out of my brain right now. Yeah, thank you all for joining, and we'll be back for either. I'm gonna commit, and we'll say Thursday for Pokemon will either be Poker Rogue, or it will be a mystery dungeon game, presumably the one that Red Hot mentioned earlier, of like the Sky one or whatever it was. Again, brain gone. But we won't be doing competitive Pokemon this week. It'll be other side activities for Pokemon Night. But yeah, I hope everyone has a lovely rest. Hope everyone goes well. Yeah, I hope everyone just has a lovely day, evening, or night, wherever